Hey everyone, this is going to be my final thoughts on the Integy I10T. This is a two-wheel drive truck that Integy is selling, and they actually had some pretty good deals on it. The price is probably going up, and by the time people see this video, it'll probably be a little bit higher than the prices before. But anyway, this truck does come with a 3-channel, and it does actually have a third channel here on it, digital radio. And this is 2.4 gigahertz. I think you can do up to 10 different models programmed in on this. I haven't looked at the complete specs on it, but for what it is and what it's worth, it does fine. It does come with a charging jack on there. The only downside is it uses 8 AA's. But it does have your normal trims and stuff like that on there as well, which all this worked out fine for me, which didn't have any problems with this radio, no interference or anything like that. And I still have yet to play with some of these settings on here, but this was a plus, even though it uses 8 AA's. I just got to deal with it, but no disappointments in this radio at all. The truck itself, you see how it kind of sits and leans towards the back some, and that's kind of the way, even if you try to adjust this some, that's kind of the way this truck sits, which is fine. The only bad thing I've seen about this truck, and it's not horrible, were the shocks. The shocks weren't the best in the world, but they still got the job done. I think if you re-oil the shocks, they'll be fine. And maybe if you even lower it down some, because this truck does sit, as you see there, pretty high. I did compare it against a two-wheel drive Stampede, and they sit about the same height. The tires on it are a little bit bigger than the talons that come on the two-wheel drive Stampede and even the 4x4 Stampede VXL. They do have a harder compound, but as you saw in some of my running videos, I did get pretty decent traction with them. I think it's just the way these are constructed with the kind of cross laying in like that. So for what it's worth, they were decent traction. They are short course type wheels, where they're 3.0 on the inside and like 2.2 here diameter on the outside. So if you wanted to switch these out for some other ones, you could do that. This truck is actually, as you see there, the Circuit Thrash. You can find this truck on Hobby Wings or Hobby King, I believe it is, .com. They have a similar truck except for the body's different, and it doesn't come with working LED lights. Yes, these lights do work. I could turn this on real quick and show. There it is. And these lights are bright. That was a huge plus for this, that it came with working LED lights. And they helped me run this thing at night because I ran it during the night, day, evening, and everything. So get this thing turned off. Okay. Other pluses to this truck is it does come with a wheelie bar. Let me go ahead and get this body off. Like I said, you can buy this truck. I think you can find it for maybe 160, 170. I think it does come with a different radio though. So Integy does include their radio with it, and they probably added those lights in as well. But the body, I flipped it and crashed, and it's still holding up pretty well as well. The truck does come with a wheelie bar. To adjust it, you do need to actually adjust it right here. But the height of it right here was fine. If I wanted to drive it a little bit more, I could actually take this off, and it was fine. I didn't have any problems with it. I definitely didn't have problems with it popping off. So that was the actual plus with that. The car does come with a brushless system. This motor is a 2700 kV motor, and it was more than enough for this. On 2S, it ran fine, and on 3S, it really picked up, and it actually handled it well as well, because you guys see I have a couple of videos of this running on 3S. The ESC is water resistant, and it can handle up to 3S LiPo. So like I said, I did run a 3S LiPo in this a couple of times. I think one time the pinion gear came loose, and that was the only problem. Servo was strong enough to where I didn't feel I needed to put a stronger one in here, because I didn't want it to be turning too quick and be flipping over. So what they have in here for me was fine. Some people may want to upgrade it, but it was fine overall. I mean, the whole setup out the box, the only thing I didn't like was these rear shocks. So I am going to put some upgraded shocks on there, a little bit shorter as well, so I can get the truck to probably sit right about here. Uh, Other things, you see it is constructed kind of like a Stampede two-wheel drive from Traxxas. Turn this light on real quick. Um, so you see the way this is constructed. It does look like a two-wheel drive Stampede, which is fine. I didn't have, like I said, any problems with the way this thing ran and handled. I wish I still had a VXL Stampede I can put it against. The VXL would probably be a little faster because of the motor, but I had some plenty of enjoyment running this truck. I really, really did. I ran it, I think, on a 2S. I got over 30 minutes runtime, and I'm just kind of just going full blast out and didn't have any problems with that. The gearbox is a metal gear transmission. Yes, metal gear. You heard that right. And the spur gear is 32 pitch, and of course, so is the pinion gear, which is also a plus because that makes for durability and more strength back here. I don't know if you guys have ran some of the other two-wheel drive trucks that have been made over the last 10 years or so. A lot of them come with 48 pitch gears, and you end up stripping those at some point in time, especially doing some pretty hard running and bashing. So other things with this, just like I said, it was an overall good truck, especially for the price point. This thing is probably about half the cost of a two-wheel drive. Oh, probably one-third of the cost of a two-wheel drive Stampede VXL. And yes, this does also come with full ball bearings in it, which I thought was impressive as well. So you can find parts for this on Integy, and you can also find them on Hobby King as well. But like I said before, I didn't have any problems with this truck at all. No problems braking or anything. It ran well, and I probably will do a couple more things with this. I'll probably change the tires out, put some trenchers on there. I'm definitely going to end up changing the shocks out, and I'm going to lower it probably to right about there so I can get a little bit better handling characteristics out of it. But like I said, for what it's worth and the price point, this was a very, very, very good buy. And I am glad I purchased it because you can't beat that for the price with a brushless system, 2.4 gigahertz 3-channel radio. It's got workable LED lights. It's got full ball bearings. The truck does not come with a battery, but that's not a big problem. And you will have to change the connectors as well to your style because it does come with a weird style or connector for the battery. But anyway, those are my final thoughts on this truck. I do like this truck, and I do give it a thumbs up. I say if you can, go ahead and pick one up, especially if you can get a ready-to-run one pretty cheap. I think you can get one about 100, 110, 120, probably at the most about 140 or 50 shipped. So hopefully when you get it, you will get a good put-together truck, and you won't get one where maybe it's missing something. But I do recommend to definitely replace the shocks on it because that's going to be the biggest downfall. So other than that, like I said, this thing ran good, and I was pretty happy and impressed with it. So don't forget to like or dislike, put your comments below, and subscribe if you have not, and stay tuned for more videos coming.